Our venue for this evening is the virtual Knockhill circuit. Opened in 1974, North American Simulated Auto Racing started visiting this circuit in 2022A. 0.86 miles in length, with 6 corners in total, 5 to the right and 1 to the left. The lap begins with a climb up the hill and an immediate plunge down Duffus Dip. The road angles away slightly, so we will notice cars using all the green AstroTurf on corner exit. Immediately following Duffus Dip is the signature dirt section, one lane and extremely bumpy. It'll require the driver's peak focus to not end up in the barrier at any point. The Joker is a longer lap here in Knockhill, but watch out on the merge. The Joker merges together with the final corner in the regular course traffic, and many collisions have happened here.
Welcome one, welcome all to the first test of our now live series, Sunday Night Lights. This marks the beginning of the 2023 C season for NASA Rallycross Lites, and tonight's a good chance for the drivers to get themselves familiar with the track, the cars, and as well as shake off any rust that accumulated during the downtime between seasons. Will we see any drivers show their strength tonight, or will they save it for the official races? NASA Rallycross Lites from Knockhill is next. And as we get set for the session to begin, let's take a look real quick at our format for tonight. We'll have the drivers split into 4 heat races, 6 laps each with 1 joker, and the top 2 from each heat will transfer to the feature, winner getting 3 bonus points and the runner-up getting 2. The rest of our competitors will then be funneled into 2 semifinals with 5 laps each, 1 joker lap for those races, and those winners also receive 1 bonus point and advance to the final. This sets the grid for the 10-car, 10-lap feature where points are awarded and trophies are handed out. Unique to NASA Rallycross, 2 jokers are taken during the feature. This is the 3rd season of Rallycross Lights begins tonight with Victor Vallee in the production truck. My name is Chad Irvine up in the commentary cube, and we welcome you tonight to Scotland. Our coverage all season on ASN is brought to you by NordVPN. NordVPN, your gateway to online freedom and security. Protect your digital privacy with military-grade encryption, browse the web anonymously, and access your favorite content from anywhere in the world. Receive 63% off a 2-year plan at nordvpn.com/ASNTV-USA. Also, our cameras for this entire season are provided by TrekCams22.com, and our intro music was produced by our own Albex Abedi. Coming into Knockhill's race tonight, we'll have a clean slate to start the season off, and we're watching these guys go through their final qualifying session before we get things started. This is to determine the grid for the first round of qualifying races, the first round of heats, actually. Looks like we got Sawyer and Mertz up at the top as we are watching these guys just kind of get used to the track. About 3 minutes left here in this qualifying session. Drivers trying to get as familiar and see what's happening to the track as it breaks down. I think the track state will reset later on during the event, but right now the grooves are just kind of working their way in. And all these cars are going to be the Volkswagen Beetle Light here in the series, and these guys it makes it interesting when you got everybody running the same vehicle. I know in the big NASA series, it turns into during the big series, you guys really kind of turn things into a meta fest, I guess would be the way to put it. You'll see drivers kind of running different cars. You see half the field running Subarus, the other half, and then you get like a random mixture of the of the Volkswagen in there for those
Nice
that
lap,
are
Bryan.
cheap like me and don't care to buy it. So,
And clogged shit.
these guys really know what they're doing as we continue to work our way through this session. And just trying to get the grid set for the first race of the evening here. A minute left in the practice. Or in the final qualifying, I should say. This is a look at Wesley Wickens in the 51, currently down in 11th spot. Just trying to see what times he can get done and what if he can improve or not. This is, I think, his final attempt. Good line there through the hairpin. Wipers coming into play, cleaning off that windshield. You gotta spam those especially hard on this dirt section here, trying to keep the windshield clean. Very tight and tricky with the tire barriers on both sides there. As we see Wickens around this long sweeping right-hander, keeps it off the tires and continues to go now up the hill, back across the start-finish line. That look there does not improve, but we did have JP DeFino improve up to the 11th spot. Wesley Wickens drops down to 12th now. This is a look at DeFino. Just trying to think, get some temperature in his tires. This is actually the end of his run, so his time is up. A couple guys still left on some hot laps. Looks like actually they have run out of time, so that's going to be it. And we're going to the starting grid here for the first heat of the night. 5 drivers in this one, with Bryan Sawyer on the pole, with then Robbie Kirtley, Dave Dothwaite, Eric Kaplinger, and Joseph Giacomo wrapping up the 5-car field here. Remember, 5 laps, one joker lap, as these guys try to get used to this format. Sorry, 6 laps with 1 joker. And so have to get used to that in the format. And here we go. Good start here. Clean 2x2 still at the front. That's Kirtley and Sawyer up front. That's going to be Sawyer on the inside. Gets clear into turn number 1. These guys now single file as it tightens up down this back straightaway. Drifting out to the left, still no problem to see there. One by one, they work their way through. You really have to time your moves right and set up a pass. Top 2, as we mentioned, advances Kirtley and Sawyer for now. The question is, when do you use your strategy? When do you take advantage? And do you just go right off the bat as these guys almost collect that scoring stanchion or the bridge that goes over the top of the track, the start-finish gantry. They're almost hitting that on their way through the first lap. Very wide for some of these guys. But Sawyer still leads from Kirtley, then Kaplinger at the top 3. And Kaplinger needs to try to find a way to make his move because he's on the outside looking in. These guys all running very quick laps at the moment. In the back, Dothwaite has had a moment himself. He is well behind now, 11 seconds back. Giacomo works his way uphill. Bryan Sawyer just set a fastest lap of the event, as you see there, and he continues on to build on his lead. Kirtley now 1.2 seconds back. Some of these guys back behind actually taking strategy. That's the joker lap with Dothwaite back behind. So it's Kaplinger, Giacomo, and Dothwaite all already taking their first joker lap. Sorry, Dothwaite has not taken his first joker lap. I thought he did, but it turns out not yet. But Kaplinger and Giacomo both have. So where will they cycle out? We'll have to check what the delta is. Should improve them by quite a bit. And there you see the merge from the joker, but Sawyer takes it. I think that's gonna, or sorry, that was Kirtley that just took it. And so he now has Kaplinger about 2 seconds back behind. But Kirtley now has lost a ton of time. He's going to have to hope that Sawyer makes a mistake on his joker. That joker is very fast here. It's a very heavy braking point, so we'll have to wait and see how things play out there for the 88. This is on board now. This is following Kirtley in the 024. We'll take a look on board. Listen as we go up through the gears. This is on board with Sawyer as he comes across the line.
Track limits, Kirtley. Huh?
That's Josh Mertz talking to everybody, making sure they are following the rules, not getting in too much trouble, and staying within the track limits. Sawyer continues to build on his lead, his gap back to Kirtley, and then Kirtley back to Kaplinger, all within about 2 seconds of from one to the next. Diego Como's got some work to do. He's about 7 seconds behind the transfer at the moment. He continues just to log some laps, and Douthwaite does the same. White flag is out. Sawyer continues to lead Kirtley. As long as he can keep things clean, he's got that second spot locked up. He's got about 3 seconds back to Kaplinger for the time being. There you see 1, 2, and then that's the third place car, that yellow car of Kaplinger, trying to find some time out there. And I think they're just kind of getting the feel for the track. It's the first race of the season, and try to get used to the format as well. So Sawyer, Kirtley, and Kaplinger are your top 3, but only those top 2, as we mentioned, will transfer. And up the hill, taking heat 1, the first heat of the season. That goes to Bryan Sawyer there in the 88. It's a good start to the season for him in
Good job, Bryan.
Volkswagen. And all these drivers, as we mentioned, driving that Volkswagen.
Thank you.
Kirtley, and then Kaplinger all taking the top 3. Then Diego Como and David Douthwaite taking the top 5 there. Warrior Racing is the team there for the driver of that David Douthwaite car. It's a good start to the night. No major incidents to speak of as we get set for heat number 2 of the night. Josh Clogg on pole, then Joey Morissette and Matthew Grove, then Dan Carrito and Oliver Ratu in the 63 in the 5th position. Getting set with the 5 red lights, getting ready. The revs begin to build, the heart rates begin to rise, and we are green here in heat number 2 of the night. Remember, top 2 advance, so Clogg and Morissette, but everybody's still right there side by side, trying to power along the outside. Is Grove, can he do it? We'll have to see. We haven't seen too many moves side by side there into that corner. Off track is one of the cars, that's Grove. Looks like he lost control and cut the corner, so he's going to lose a ton of time. Yeah, Clogg and Morissette, though, perfectly set to transfer. Grove going to have to make up about 2 seconds or so on the rest of the field. Will he be able to do it? It's only a 6-lap race. Maybe he'll have to just take the reset and get things done in the LCQ. So Clogg and Morissette, then 2 seconds back to Rateau. In the 63, make up any time. We'll have to wait and see. Clogg still under a little bit of pressure there. 1.1 seconds back, the gap to Morissette. Can he do anything in the 84 machine? Is on board with Rateau, and look how tight it is. I mean, there's not much room on either side, but he's working that wheel, he's keeping that pedal down, and he works his way around on lap number 2 here at Knockhill in heat number 2 of the night. Just racing here, this is 3, 4, and 5. The one driver, electing to joker. I believe that was Carrito and the 320 machine. So he takes his joker. Didn't want to be a part of this battle. Hopefully these two, he's licking his chops as they continue to fight. As Grove tries to make a move on Rateau. Can he do anything? This is not the place you want to be. Side-by-side contact there. And that's
thank you, sir.
That's going to send the 63 around. As Grove in the 472, now 4 seconds back. As Rateau loses a ton of time. So now it's Grove trying to find a way to make up time between these guys. And that's what Dan Carrito wanted when he took that joker early. Was hoping those guys battle, and they did. Will he end up on top when the joker cycle through? Morissette has yet to take his with 2 laps. We just came across. So Morissette did just take his. So Rateau is not taking his yet. Grove yet to take his. So where does everybody cycle out? Clogg and Grove, 1.5, and then another 2 seconds back to Morissette. I think Morissette has the opportunity, I think, to make up some time when Grove does Joker. We'll have to wait and see where everything cycles out, because you have to take the long way around there. Basically go straight on at that corner, take that long hairpin at the back. Heavy braking, so it's easy to make a mistake there as well. Clogg sets his fastest lap of the event so far. as he continues to just put in some fast laps. That one was a 38.684 as he works through now one of the tighter sections on the course. This is following the 472 of Grove. Has he taken his joke yet? I don't believe so. 5 of 6 for these guys. So running out of time for Grove to Joker. He continues to not do so. He's going to have to do it on his last lap. Claude out in front. Morissette being there, licking his chops, hoping that he can make up the time. The gap has grown. It was 2 seconds, now 3.3 between Grove and Morissette, but I think he's still going to have the opportunity to do that cut on the strategy and make up the position. Claude continues to lead. He is led from the jump, and he continues to work his way around out there. So Claude, Grove, and Morissette. But Grove, as we mentioned, not yet using his strategy, holding onto the car, but Claude comes across the line to take the victory. Now you see going through the Joker a long way around, and I believe that was Morissette there that's going to easily make it by quite a margin. And then Grove almost loses the 4th spot to Carrito, but he does not, so it's going to be Claude and Morissette. Morissette playing the strategy perfectly to get that 2nd spot and to get the 2 points and advance. So 3 points for Clog there. And then Morissette taking the 2 for 2nd place, and they both advance. And then you got Matthew Grove, Dan Carrito, and Oliver Rateau, being the 3 drivers that will take on the LCQs here. So getting set then for heat number 3. As we should see, I believe, another 5 drivers set for Heat 3 as well. Yes, so Josh Mertz in the 1, and Cody Erdman in the 52. JP DeFino, then Eric Dubois, and Solomon Boschinger, your top 5. Sorry on these pronunciations. I'm sure I'm not going to get some of them right tonight. But hey, that's what happens when you throw me into the broadcast on not much notice. But Mertz set to take the green flag, and we're waiting for the lights to go out for heat number 3 here from Knockhill. There's the green, and Josh Mertz did not go. He was distracted by something. He got rear-ended then by, I believe, was that Borschinger, the car that hit him. And then we got more contact with Erdman and DeFino, 1 car around. That's Erdman way off the track, and Mertz.
That was a strategic start by Josh for that.
And I don't know how this event is going on, but
my stuff wasn't shifting in the gear. I have no clue what just happened.
Happy with one another. I'm not sure what exactly happened. Mertz, as you heard there, would not shift into gear, so he does lead into this first lap, and I don't believe you can joker here on the first lap, so nobody takes it and they continue on. But, so these guys, Cody Erdman in the 52 was very fast in qualifying. He's got some work to do, about 4 seconds or so to get back into the transfer. And he had another moment, and he's done for the session. So Erdman deciding he's not going to push it too hard. He's just going to kind of take moments to collect himself and reset. So Erdman in the 52 out of the session. He's going to have to take his chances in the LCQ. Mertz still in front, and Borschinger currently in 2nd in that 2nd transfer spot. 3rd is the 845 of JP DeFino. As, he is about 4 seconds back. So continuing for these guys to just fight. Who's going to have to play the strategy? Mertz takes his joker, and that puts him back into 2nd for the time being as we cross to start lap 3 of 6. So Borschinger out in front there. You see the jokers indicated on your screen. So Borschinger has not taken his. Mertz is the only driver to take his, and he goes back to the front, so he's going to solidly be in the lead once it cycles back through. So Borschinger then has 2.5 seconds or so on JP in the 845. That's a look at DeFino. The red and gray machine working his way now through this tight dirt section. Got to watch out for the tire barriers on just about every corner, and even some of the straightaways here at Knockhill. Now you see him taking the joker very hard on the brakes, get the car to rotate just a little bit, powers back down, and JP DeFino now about 7 seconds or so behind Borschinger. We'll have to see how the Delta cycles out for the joker. Solomon Borschinger, for the time being, though, will hold that position. Lap 4 of 6. Running other opportunities to take it. There you see who has and has not. Borchinger, the only one left running that has not taken their Joker yet. Still, Mertz well out in front now. He is just flying. He's won way too many NASA championships for me to even count at this point. I've run out of fingers and toes and appendages to count on. So Mertz dominating once again, and he's about 6 seconds or so ahead of Borchinger. Borchinger about 4.5 back in front of JP DeFino. And DeFino, I think at that 4.5 seconds, should be able to overtake once Borchinger does take his Joker. That corner, Borchinger did not get through too cleanly. He didn't make any contact with anything, but it wasn't the fastest run through. And that gap closed from about 3 seconds down to 2.1 pretty quick. And it's closing down even more now. Will Borchinger take his Joker here? No, not yet. He's going to wait until the final lap. White flag is out for Josh Mertz. Borchinger comes through. He still has to take one Joker lap, and he's going to save it for the very last one. Then JP, oh, Josh Mertz just spun on the last lap. There you see him nosing it into the tire barrier. Borchinger now continues to carry on. Will there be any engine damage? That was some significant contact both to the front at the start for Mertz and then at the rear. The rear for Mertz at the start and then in the front as he nosed it into the tire barriers there. So Mertz, then Borchinger, then JP DeFino. There you see them.
Well, that was almost Watkins Glen 2017 all over again.
On the screen, but he continues on. Josh Mertz does. Let's watch Borchinger now. Mertz across the line takes heat 3. Borchinger goes straight through at the Joker. Where's the other cars? That's DeFino by quite a significant margin. And then Dubois going to drop into 3rd position. Borchinger with his strategy drops all the way down into the 4th position. Cody Erdman retired from the race on the 1st lap. And there you see Josh Mertz and JC Simsport taking the victory. And we get set here for heat number 4, the final heat of the night. 5 more cars for you with Jess Rakowski and Devin Hughes, then Wesley Wickens, Jake Robichaux, and Stephen Moreau. The 5 cars taking place in this one. 3 Americans up front, 2 Canadians back behind. Who's going to take the victory as we got the 999 of Rakowski on the pole position here. There you see the grid set to go. 99, 60, 51, 69, and 420. Some good numbers in this field with the 999 out and waiting on one more car. That's Moreau to join in. You see only 4 cars there. Come on, Steven, you can make it in. Maybe he's taking one last hit there in the 420 car. And there you see it. That's the 5th and final car in the heat. So Rakowski had to wait a little bit there, but Jess is set to take the green flag here. And we are underway. Can we get a clean start? It's cleaner than heat 3 at least, but drivers still jockeying for position side by side out in front. Devin going around the outside, takes the lead from Rakowski. 1, 2, 3 teammates there up in front. Now Wesley Wickens actually drops back down to the 4th position, so not able to continue that teamwork. But Hughes and Rakowski there 1 and 2 as we get set now for the final. This is the final heat of the night. So top 2 advance, the rest go to one of 2 LCQs. Those drivers then all compete in 2 5-lap heats. The winner of each one will go to the final as well. 1 Joker there, just like there is 1 Joker here. So here's Rakowski, and then Wickens 3.5 seconds back, still waiting to see who's going to take their Joker lap here on lap number 2. And it's been a mixed bag of you want to take it early, you want to take it late. I think the benefit for most drivers is going to be taking it as early as possible. As Hughes and Rakowski might want to just differentiate just to get themselves a little bit of clean air between the 2 of them. As there you see Wickens trying to catch up in the background. Hughes there you see in the background taking his Joker. Rakowski going to inherit the lead from that and does so by about 4.5 seconds. So good start, clean start from these 2. And that was actually Rakowski that took their Joker. So Hughes, then Wickens, then Rakowski, 1, 2, and 3 with Moreau. And then looks like Jake Robichaux actually had an issue at the start. He is now 1 lap down, and I think it looks like he is off the track, so he is done in the 69 car. But he'll have another shot here in just a couple of moments where he gets the LCQ, as we'll have 12 drivers there in 2 races. And Wickens off track. That was from the 2nd position. as Rakowski then goes back to inherit the second spot. And there you see where he cycles out as Hughes takes his strategy. So those two, both 1 and 2, about a second apart on track, both have used their one joker. Wickens in third has not yet, and he's under pressure now. He might have had another issue because Moreau just got by him. We'll stick with the lead battle, about 1.1 seconds between Hughes and Rakowski. Both these drivers know they're in a position to advance. They don't need to make any mistakes. They don't need to force each other off. They don't need to do anything, but just finish the race where you currently are. You might want to improve just to get the better spot for the feature, but it doesn't matter because both will advance. And all you have to do is give yourself a shot in there, and have to see how things play out as Hughes and Rakowski currently 1-2, building about a 12.5-second lead back to Wickens, who was the only driver to get, or no, he just did take his joker, excuse me. 12 seconds back to third place Wickens, and then Moreau in the 420 back there in the fourth spot. So those guys, Moreau has actually lost a little bit of time now, 5.5 seconds behind Wickens, as we continue to see these guys work their way around 60, 999, 51, 420, 69, the running order as we come to the final lap around. Pretty significant margin between second and third. It's just the one that matters for the transfer, but that gap at the lead for the lead is closing. It was 1.1. It's now to about 0.4 of a second. So these guys really know how to duke it out, and continuing to fight here is Jess Rakowski, trying to find a way past her teammate Devin Hughes, as it's Hughes and Rakowski still working their way now down the back through a couple final corners here. Can Rakowski get a good launch off the final one? Cannot, and across the line looks like it's going to be the 60 of Devin Hughes by just 0.2 of a second. So a very close finish there between the 60 and the 999, the teammates on that time around. So then Hughes, Rakowski, and Wickens, there you see your top three, with then Moreau and Jake Robichaux. The two Canadians did not fare so well in this one. They'll have their shot, though, in their respective LCQs. We get set for those here in just a couple of moments. Those, as I mentioned, 5 laps. Only one driver from each advances, so it's going to be a heck of a fight for those drivers trying to figure out how to work their way through and get things done. So 6 cars in each of the 2 heats. One joker once again, and only 5 laps, as I mentioned. So continuing to, there you see him. It's going to be Kaplinger, Dubois, Diego Como, and then Borschinger, Douthwaite, and Cody Erdman. There, the 6 car. So that was a quick start. It really seemed like they took no time in getting those lights extinguished and underway. Kaplinger to the early lead, 1 car around. That's, I think, is that Erdman? And that's Cody Erdman that was involved in the contact. 1 car very wide there as well on exit. I think that's Borschinger. We'll have to wait and see how these guys cycle out, but there you see him still line astern. All drivers, so 1 driver looks like Borschinger is the one that is not on the back of this train, but that's okay. Drivers continue, these guys continue to work their way through here. Up the hill to start lap number, I guess you call it lap number 2, is there you see a move for the lead. That's third, but Giacomo trying to get by Dubois. Kaplinger, Dubois, Giacomo. Only 1 advances, though, and these guys fighting helps 277 kind of build on his lead. Very wide there, almost getting into the wall. That was Giacomo. Cody Erdman there fighting as well. Kind of hold out Douthwaite in the 155. The front, no major changes yet. About a second from Kaplinger to Dubois. 3 seconds back to Erdman. 1 joker in this event. I don't think anybody's taken theirs quite yet. But Kaplinger and Dubois, this is the battle for the lead. And this is another transfer as well. As I mentioned, only 1 car will advance. Not 2 like in the heats, but only 1 makes it. They're working their way around. I think Kaplinger has to take his joker here and just play his cards right. And hopefully everything cycles in behind him. Actually, with as many cars that he'd cycle out in front of, that makes sense for him not to take it yet and just wait until the very end. Kaplinger, though, does decide to take it. Does he cycle out in front of or behind Douthwaite and Dubois? We continue to see, actually, it was Erdman into second. Sorry, that was Dubois that took the Joker. So Kaplinger now, Erdman, then Douthwaite. None of those three have taken theirs, but the fourth place is set to capitalize if somebody makes a mistake in front and try to make up as much time as he can. A little bit of clean track, but about a second or so up to Douthwaite in the 155 in front. Erdman's got a ton of time to find out here. This is Erdman taking the Joker, coming around and now up the hill. Where does he cycle out? That is Dubois that comes out in front of him, and that's about 2 seconds, but Erdman's got a lot of time. And now this is the final lap, is about 7 seconds or so, the gap from the 277 of Kaplinger to Dubois. And where does Kaplinger then cycle? It's going to be very close as the gap continues to close. I think Dubois made a mistake, but there you go, into the wall. That was Dubois. Just barely tapped it. He's got to recover. He's got to keep the head on those shoulders and continue to fight. He's feeling the pressure from Cody Erdman. These guys could end up cycling into lead. There you see Kaplinger taking the Joker, and still yet to come through that final corner is Dubois. There is Kaplinger, so he's going to advance. Erdman cannot do it, Dubois can't do it, and Kaplinger holds on for victory in the first LCQ of the night. There you see the top three with Kaplinger, Dubois, and Erdman. And then David, Douthwaite, Borschinger, and Giacomo wrapping up the field there in the first LCQ of the night. Getting set quickly here for the second one now. Remember, 5 laps, 1 Joker. It's Grove, Wickens, Cardito, Stephen Moreau, Oliver Rateau, and Jake Robichaux. They're in this one as we wait for the lights to go out. And Rateau joined in, then left. I don't think that's going to fare well for him. Did he get back in time? I don't know that he did. He did. Okay. So he got in just in time there in the 4, but he got back in. One car very wide. I think, was that Grove from the first position? Sorry, that was Carito that dropped all the way back now into the 4th spot. This is Grove and Wickens there up front, nose to tail, working their way through this first lap. Yeah, I think that if you're one of these guys that's maybe midway through this pack, you want to Joker early, get some clean track and run some laps and let everybody else do their thing behind you. Everybody, of course, has to take their Joker on lap number 1 as they work their way up the hill to complete this first lap. There you see Grove and Wickens. Who's going to be better under brake? A little blink there from Grove could throw things off, but there you see a group of 2 and then a group of 3. They're back behind. A little bit of contact almost looked like from Wickens, but kept things clean. He's still right there. And can he do anything with it? So Grove, Wickens, Rateau, Carito, Robichaux, and Moreau is how they run right now. Anybody Joker here on lap number 2, just waiting and seeing. Yes, we saw somebody go off in the background. That was Jake Robichaux, and one other car there with him. I think that was Rateau that took his Joker as well. So those 2 dropped to the back and gonna have to try to fight to make up some time there. Grove still by about half a second over Wickens, and then Carito. None of them have taken their Jokers yet. Neither has the 63 of Oliver Rateau. Or sorry, Rateau has, Moreau has not. So there's Grove, Wickens, and Carito. There you see, this is following Danny Carito. This is the battle for the lead and the transfer to the final. And that's Wesley Wickens, that's Grove taking, Grove taking the Joker. Wickens is not. That gives Wickens the lead for now. He still has to take it with 2 laps to go. He's got 2 opportunities to take it, and that's the fastest lap of the race so far for Wesley Wickens. So with some clean track, what can he do? He knows how to hit his marks. He's got the track to do it. But we'll have to wait and see how things play out. This is a look here at Matthew Grove. Just trying to keep things clean. The Delta's still reasonable for him to transfer through if Wickens, when Wickens takes his Joker. So Wesley Wickens going to have the opportunity to fight back here, though, as he gets set to take his Joker of the LCQ. He's the only one that is yet to do so. As we got one final lap, the white flag is out. And it's for Wesley Wickens, but will it be him taking the checkered flag as well? The gap is growing by about half a second from what it was last time across the stripe. Grove then sets the fastest lap at a 5.1. Sorry, 5.1 is the gap. That last lap was a 38.3 from Matthew Grove in the 4.72. This is following Grove. He is about 4.5 seconds back. That should be within the delta of the Joker, as Wesley Wickens is going to have to take it here. Where do they cycle out? This is going to be very close when things finish up. There you see through that chicane, there's Wickens, and there is Grove. It's going to be Grove easily. That's fantastic Joker and strategy there.
Great race, Wesley.
To transfer, he's going to get his bonus point, and he's going to have another shot for victory here coming up in just a matter of moments in the final. So there's your winner, Matthew Grove from Slapex Racing. That's going to be Wesley Wickens, who fought valiantly but could not get it from just about a second between first and second there. Then Dan Carrito, Oliver Rateau, Jake Robichaux, and Stephen Moreau wrapping up the field. So time for the warm-up. We'll have the 10 drivers that make their that's going to make their season debut in the finals. Have about 5 minutes here to get used to the new track state and get things taken care of. But until then, we'll take a short break and be back for one final event on the night here.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Side nearly 3 wide of Matt and Palacio. Front bumper of Betti down to turn 2. Clog takes the lead. Will still hasn't jokered inside. Clog on McKenna. Contact between them. Well, Romain Rateau has led all evening long, but Schofield to the inside, and he makes it stick. Funny story about Bryan Sawyer. He showed up to the track 5 minutes ago with 0 practice, and each lap increasing in pace for the man from Wisconsin. Mertz deep on the brakes in the 812, clobbering the curve to get by Olivier Rateau.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN, safely be you.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes.
And back to Knockhill at the end of the warm-up. These drivers have worked their butts off to get to this point and get one final event to strut their stuff and see how things goes. Got one final sponsor to plug here for the night. And our coverage all season is brought to you by NordVPN. NordVPN, your gateway to online freedom and security. Protect your digital privacy with military-grade encryption, browse the web anonymously, and access your favorite content from anywhere in the world. Receive 63% off a 2-year subscription at nordvpn.com/ASNTV USA. 10 drivers here for the features. Bryan Sawyer on the pole position. And you got Josh Klog and Josh Mertz, Devin Hughes, Robbie Kirtley, Joey Morissette, JP DeFino, Jess Rakowski, Aaron Kaplinger, and Matthew Grove wrapping up the top. Wrapping up the field here in Lights Out. And away we go. It's Sawyer getting a great jump so far, but still side by side with Klog fighting around on the outside. And there you see side by side still entering the first corner, forcing one driver wide. You gotta stack things up just a little bit. These drivers continue to fight their way up the hill, working their way back down. 10 laps, 2 jokers. Now 2 jokers different from the one that we saw in the first couple of scan LCQs. And one car upside down in the background onto the roof, another car through the barriers, and everything's kind of popping off here as we start to finish up the first lap here of the feature event. But that leaves Sawyer out in front of Josh Klog. I believe that was Matthew Grove that was Hughes that went upside down. Josh Mertz though up into second spot already. When do you play your strategy? When do you take your jokers? I think if you're up front, you want to wait. If your guys in the back, you want to take it as early as you can. Try to get some clean racetrack and continue just to fight and grind and try to make up as many spots as you can. But still Sawyer from Mertz and Klog more set. Top 5 there. You see taking one joker, first of 2 for Josh Mertz. He's going to drop down at least 4th position, I believe. Where does he cycle out? Several drivers back behind taking it as well. So that's right in front of JP DeFino that he came out in front of. So he is in 4th position. And hopefully Mertz able to make up some time. And then Bryan Sawyer continues to grow his lead. Now that's Klog just getting around. Almost some contact. Did he save it? That's Josh Klog that got by. Fantastic bit of driving between the two. I believe that there was contact there as they continue to work their way through these bumps. You see how much how many bumps have kind of created themselves in that section of the track. And there's that's Sawyer going through the joker. Klog takes the lead and continues to build on it by not jokering. He's got some clean racetrack to work with, 7 seconds. Mertz taking his second joker. His strategy is done. He's got a lot of time that he's got to make up, though, currently well behind your leaders. We wait to find out how things are going to cycle out, as it's Klog not having taken a single joker yet. Only 5.5 seconds in front of Bryan Sawyer, who is joker once. Josh Mertz is stuck in traffic, so that's going to be interesting to see when those 2 joker and see if he can't make up any ground there. But you see there, Mertz has taken both of his, so he's going to hopefully get a little bit of clean racetrack. There's one driver in front of him does decide to take it as we ride on board here with Kaplinger Morissette is the driver we just saw take his Joker. So that's going to prove everybody. Mertz up to the 5th spot. Kaplinger currently in the 4th position. Kaplinger not taking either Joker yet so far. These guys picking up a lot of dust, trying to keep those windshields clean. That's Clog, Sawyer, Kaplinger, Mertz, Rakowski, then DeFino, Set, and Grove. Devin Hughes has retired from the event. He was the driver we saw in the background. Roll himself over on the first lap in the first corner. So an unfortunate end to the night there in the 60. Mertz trying to make his way up the inside, but he has the door slammed shut on him. He's right behind Kaplinger. He needs to find a way by and try to make up as much time as he can, because all these drivers that are in front still need to take their Joker. So Mertz still in the 5th spot, right there, almost in contact, more contact, 2 hits there, right on the back.
Giving you this, right, Clog?
The Kaplinger car of 277, and they're just about a second and a half or so behind.
Oh, you leaking?
Overall, these guys are about 5 seconds or so behind Josh Clog. Clog, of course, is not taking either Joker yet, I don't believe. Clog, Sawyer, Kirtley, Mertz, and Kaplinger. Mertz up to 4th now as somebody else did take their Joker. So Clog has Jokered once, but I think that these guys are still within striking range. The thing for Mertz, though, is he's gotten by Kaplinger, and he's used both of his Jokers. Kaplinger's not Jokered yet, but Morissette, Grove, Rakowski all have taken theirs, probably running 7th, 8th, and 9th, so they'll probably at least get by JP DeFino in the 6th spot. They continue to work their way now. Lap 7 of 10, running out of time for these drivers to take their strategy. As that's the look at Josh Clog up the hill. Sawyer takes his second Joker. That's going to let Mertz pass. But I think that's the only spot that he's going to lose, still in front of JP DeFino. Holds on to the 4th spot. Josh Clog and Robbie Kirtley, the only 2 drivers I think that still have. Actually, JP DeFino has 1 as well, but still 3 drivers yet to take their second Jokers, 1, 2, and 5 their positions. I think that Josh Mertz, though, is looking at his chops. He knows he's going to work his way back up to the front in the number 1 machine, wearing that number 1 number plate, and hopefully he turns into a red number plate by being the points that are coming out of the event. It's Clog, Kirtley, Mertz, Sawyer, DeFino, top 5. 2 laps to go now. It's going to be 1 lap at the stripe as these guys continue to work their way around Mertz in the 3rd position, right behind Robbie Kirtley. Kirtley's going to take his Joker this time around. A little wiggle there from Kirtley in the 0-2-4. He swerves back to the right here. He's going to try to get a good launch off onto the straightaway. A little chicane there, and gets pretty tight, so hard to make a move if you're Josh Mertz. But continuing to fight. There you see Kirtley taking his final Joker. Clog takes his as well. That's the gap between Clog and Mertz. It's about 1.1 seconds. So Clog, with 1 final lap, is he able to get anything done? It's been difficult to make passes all night long, but it's going to be Mertz for the moment. And that gap closed down a little bit there on the entry to turn 1. About half a second. Now back up to about 7/10. Can Mertz hold on? Can Clog put on enough pressure to force a mistake? Sawyer holds on to 3rd. Morissette works up to 5th now past Grove. Those guys are battling very hard back there. They're side by side with Rakowski right up with them as well.
Let's go, baby!
Across the stripe, here comes Josh Mertz taking the win, and Josh Clog with a close second finish, about half a second back.
Good race, guys. That was fun.
I think Kirtley, something might have happened to Robbie Kirtley. We'll have to see where he cycles through in the finishing order. He does remain P4, yes.
Joey, I'm pretty.
He says,
someone had really bad connection issues.
Congratulations to all of our drivers. Josh Mertz
Sorry,
gets
Josh.
the win. Josh Clog in the Pudgy's machine gets 2nd. And then Bryan Sawyer wraps up the podium. Then you got Robbie Kirtley, Matthew Grove, Joey Morissette, Jess Rakowski, JP DeFino, Eric Kaplinger, and Devin Hughes wrapping up the field here tonight. No points really to update you on yet. Waiting on the official results coming shortly. I think we might have an interview here momentarily with the race winner, Josh Mertz. Just waiting to see when he decides to.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
You're my hero. Overall, it was a fantastic bit of racing from everybody. And a couple of programming notes as we get set for our interview with Josh at the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge. Round 1 tomorrow night from the same track. The car's going to have a little bit more power, and the driver's going to have a little bit more fun, I think, tomorrow night there in the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge. That's the kickoff their 2023 C season. You'll see these drivers out here once again in 1 week's time from Brands Hatch. That's October 15th. And same time, same place, ASN TV USA. That's October 15th at 9 Eastern Time. Also got 2 weeks out then for the Overwatch Special Service NASA Rallycross Challenge Round 2 from Brands Hatch as well. And the Round 8 of the Woven by Toyota NASA Sports Car Challenge comes up Thursday, October 19th. And you can catch that here as well. They're going to be racing over at Sonoma. It looks actually like we might have another event there this week on the 12th at Okayama as well. I think we skipped an event here in our programming notes. But either way, some fantastic events. Make sure you hit that subscribe or follow button wherever you might be watching here on ASN TV USA. Have to thank our sponsor for tonight's event. Brought to you by NordVPN. For 63% off 2-year plan, visit nordvpn.com/ASNTVUSA. Our cameras for this entire season are provided by TrackCams22.com. And finally, our intro music was produced by our very own Alex Abedi. Like what you see, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow to the Automotive Sports Network for all our coverage. And if you'd like to race, see all the info at NASASimRacing.com. Joined up here in the commentary cube with the one and only driver of the one car, Mr. Josh Mertz. Josh, you made it look kind of easy out there playing your strategy early.
I realized that I can't do that anymore. That was the most stressful I've ever been in a car. You get stuck in traffic, and I was like, "Oh my God, what is going to happen?" But I don't remember the race. I was so focused.
Now, talking about your strategy, you said it made you nervous and everything like that, but it also looked like you were having a bit of fun working your way through. I know it might not have been the easiest race, but you got the victory. What was it like knowing that everybody else in front of you still had their Joker left?
That's the normal strategy because you climb back up to them, and then when they weren't jokering, that's the tricky part. You know that your track's gonna clear, but then you're stuck. And I don't know what happened to Bryan or Josh. I think they both had issues, or maybe it was just Bryan. But I felt like I didn't deserve that race after my strategy. That was bad.
Now we're getting set for more racing here from Knockhill tomorrow night in the big cars. Does this race like this kind of get you prepared for those bigger cars? Does the track still kind of transfer over pretty well for you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you've got double the power, so you really got to brake earlier, get on the throttle early. But the core point of it, yeah, you can get into one of the supercars, and it would take you some time, but you can get up to speed.
All right, Josh. Any final thoughts as we get this season underway? Race 1 in the books, and looking forward to Brands Hatch in a couple weeks.
Well, I've never had a live interview after I won, so I guess that's kind of cool. And I'll thank Athens Grill, Frank's Vape Escape, and Blades and Fades. Those are some personal sponsors of mine here in my town, so I appreciate them helping me out. And yeah, we'll try to carry this for next week. Feeling good.
Well, congratulations on the win, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Thanks, buddy.
That's Josh Mertz, winner tonight here from Knockhill. As I mentioned, 1 week's time, same place at the Brands Hatch, and we're getting set for another interview. It looks like now with Bryan Sawyer, and Bryan, looks like third place finish for you. Not exactly the result I'm sure you're hoping for, but still on the podium.
Oh yeah, no, I'm excited about it. Felt like I gave it away a little bit in turn 1 twice. Got wide, just let clog by twice.
Yeah, it looked like it was pretty difficult to pass out there. Does that hold true?
Oh yeah, it's the only place to pass on this track is just Joker strategy.
Yeah,
go
ahead. What was it like playing your Joker strategy like that? Because you had Josh behind you that taken both of his, and you knew exactly what the car in front of you of Clog was doing. But
yeah, I knew exactly what Clog was doing. Wasn't sure what Mertz was doing, All I knew is at one point Eric was already in the back and he was debating when to take his Joker, and he's like, "I got Mertz behind me. What do you want me to do?" I'm like, "Hold on to that Joker. Buy me some time, buddy." And didn't get quite enough. He got past him. It was great though. Thank Eric for doing that.
Yeah. Towards the end of the race, were you just kind of thinking whatever Clog doesn't do, I'm going to do, or how does that work out?
Yeah, pretty much. I saw Clog take both his, and I'm always debating lap 8 or 9. You don't take it last lap here, lap 8 or 9, so you get that one fast lap. And I was hoping I would just get enough of a run to get by him right at the end there.
Well, hey, we're getting set for round number 2 next week, coming to you from Brands Hatch. You like that track? Does it kind of suit your style as well?
Not at all. I hate Brands Hatch.
Well, hey, you know what?
Probably one of my least favorite.
Well, hey, at least you're honest about it, man. Congratulations on the podium. Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank my mom, Team Watson Racing, the Volkswagen Auto Group. That's pretty much it. My teammates.
Like, congratulations to you and Team Watson Racing for the podium here, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good night.
You as well. That's Bryan Sawyer, driver of the number 88 for TWR, and hi, Mom. But for everybody here at the Automotive Sports Network, from Josh Mertz, Philip Kraus, Cody Irvine, and Victor Vallee, Justin Robichaux, Jess Rakowski, and Bryan Sawyer, as well as Jared Lott. My name is Chad Irvine. We hope you enjoyed today's coverage of NASA Rallycross Lites from Knockhill. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for supercars here at the same track. But until then, good night, everyone.